Welcome to Fright Night.
Yes, thank you, Jerry. Welcome indeed to another video of Is It Better on VHS? Today we are tackling Fright Night from 1985. So two Cinema Club releases of the film on VHS that have very different look. They are at the top of the screen and the Blu-ray is at the bottom, which might be blatantly obvious, but let's have a look at the opening titles to see the differences. So the top left is the joint Cinema Club release, and the one on the right is the standard release, and the bottom is the Blu-ray. So first off, you can see there's a lot more red in the Blu-ray, and one of the VHS copies is very dark indeed, so someone must have complained, and that's why it's bright on the other one.
Oh no, it isn't. It's beautiful.
So thanks to VHS from the Crypt for this picture of the X-Rental release. As you can see, it's the bright version, and his settings may be way up too. So going forward, I'm going to concentrate on the original release, which is a lot darker, and we'll see if that's more scary or more ridiculous. So the first scene we'll look at is when Charlie is a peeping Tom. So I will be the first to admit that the VHS is very dark for this film, but does that make it scarier? The less you see, the more your mind makes up for you, because you can't see any of his face in this one. And where is Charlie? You barely see him. So yeah, this scene might not be the best example. I thought I'd put on anyway, just to give you an idea. So now we'll look at a scene where Jerry's in Charlie's house. So the VHS is either too dark on one side or too bright on the other. But is the Blu-ray just right? So watch the mirror in this one. As you can see, Jerry casts no reflection, but the door does open. It makes no difference on the VHS as you can't see it because it's not a widescreen. Apparently director Tom Holland's a bit miffed when people don't notice that. So let's see how some of the practical makeup holds up. So I might be in the minority on this one, but I think I prefer the darker version. The makeup holds up under the HD and the lighting, but it does come across rubbery, I think. The VHS gives Roddy McDowall's character some colour because he looks awfully pale otherwise. So let's give it up to see how good Jerry Dandridge looks in a sweater at a disco. So the first thing we notice about this is how colourful the VHS is compared to the Blu-ray. This one actually might be better because it shows up the blacks and the colours better. The Blu-ray does look a bit more subdued in this section. I might have to give the VHS this one on better colour. More practical effects now with the wolf transformation. Let's see if lighter or darker is better. The effects are so well done that they hold up under HD light, but the moving light in the VHS swinging around is a lot more obvious in this one, creating shadows and only showing glimpses of what's happening. But there's no denying that the Blu-ray looks very good. Some of the VHS scenes, it's hard to make out what exactly is happening. Now let's get gooey with the live-in handyman. A detailed widescreen version certainly helps with this because you can't see his hand in that one. You can't see Charlie either. Plus the special effects is outstanding. HD doesn't spoil it at all. People back in the VHS days turning up the brightness and the contrast on their TVs to compensate for this one. Let's see if some of the optical effects hold up on HD. The makeup effects hold up, they're looking good. So yeah, having him as a black shadow certainly looks better. On the VHS it hides a lot of stuff. You don't see the bat flying, that's unfortunate. Let's have a look at the puppets. Yeah, you can barely see it. See, one more effect, we'll look at Jerry Dandridge on fire. Spoilers for the end of the film, but Dandridge gets killed in a ball of flames. This one might be equal all round, apart from the colouring of the fire. Does seem to hold up effects-wise. And now the final scene of the film. Let's just have a look how that looks. Uh-oh, what's this? Do we see anything? I am siding on the VHS for this bit, I think. It is very dark on this VHS copy, so might have to give this to the Blu-ray for a win. So that was Fright Night in two different versions, and honestly I used to watch the VHS a lot, and I never noticed how dark it was until I watched the Blu-ray. It certainly shows off so much more, especially being in widescreen. So I'm going to go Blu-ray for the win on this one. What do you think? Thanks for watching. Here ends the lesson.